and keep this oscillator continue to be elevated. If not, if we see any another whipsawing action right here, something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, K Kim here. Welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading. Today, market is up about 0.3% there. On the S&P Nasdaq did the same. Semiconductors, red. Dow, Russell 2000, transport, banks, energy, biotech, healthcare, home builders, utilities. All these guys are green today. Looks like retail and emerging market is red. Bitcoin, gold, silver miners are up a little bit. Dollar up, oil up, treasury bond down, VIX is down a little bit. Let's do it. S&P 500 ETF. Spider! 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday, and that looks like we actually opened flat this morning. Came down on that first hour, did fill that remaining up gap, which we talked about yesterday. As soon as that up gap got filled and the rising pivot, I'm gonna zoom out later and you'll see the rising pivot there. Quickly, the buyers stepped up here, at least in the micro term. On the first hour, second hour, we made a move. On the third hour, though, we met with that micro term moving average coming down, and quickly, bears rushed in. On the third hour, we see that red candle. And then a fourth hour, fifth hour, bulls trying to gather the momentum here one more time, trying to get it up. You can see that upper wick on the last hour. We did see that rally, and then quickly yet again that micro term moving average acting as a resistance. So currently 412 is a level of support. That's what we saw, that bounce there at 412. I'm going to zoom out here and you can see that rising pivot, which we've been talking about in the last several days. That's kind of where we saw a little bit of bounce today. That's the pivot right there, prior resistance acting as a new support, at least for the day. As you can see, my micro term is here, my short term is here, my mid term is here, and all these down gaps, all these levels are the levels that buyers need to reclaim before they can see any kind of upside momentum. As you can see, even today, any kind of pop was met with selling pressure right on that micro term moving average. Should there be any kind of continuation though to the downside, 412, 409 is the next level of support. Definitely, if you're a buyer here, you're desperately seeking higher prices, you got to make sure that this pivot stays relevant. I mean, we can get slightly underneath it or something like that during the intraday, but we do want to make sure for buyers to keep this going above this level, at least 409. If you're a bear, obviously you want to break below, and you break below, you've got to break below with the authority. Just because we have these support levels here that bulls are working with, 412, 409, 408, 405, all this vicinity right here is going to be served as kind of the confluence zone right here. All these levels going to be that kind of the band of support. So some of these levels, you'll see buyers potentially fighting for it for this real estate. So bears need to act fast, and that's what bears do. They cannot keep the price elevated too long, because buyers like to do that, kind of consolidate, kind of make a way. Again, let's check out that oscillator. So that oscillator, so this is where we saw that kind of a double support. We know that when the gap gets filled, it's going to act as instant support. And then that's the vicinity where we saw that rising pivot. And we did have that mini bullish divergence, which we talked about. And we saw a little bit of pop there. And with that, the divergence, with the mini bullish divergence, that oscillator is actually favoring the buyers today, despite the fact that we really didn't go much. We really didn't do much. Buyers didn't do a lot of work today, just because that micro term moving average was there to hinder that move. But that oscillator is actually kind of thriving right now. So this is kind of a signal that bears don't want to see. Obviously, buyers are happy to see this. So they need to see bulls Need to see one more day breaking above the micro term and staying above it first thing tomorrow morning, at least for the first 2 hours, and keep this oscillator continue to be elevated. If not, if we see another whipsawing action right here, something like this, things could get ugly. I'm gonna come back for you. We'll read, assess the situation. Enjoy your evening, globe trading tomorrow.